Van Dijk is on the move. Could he be heading to Saudi Arabia to join Cristiano Ronaldo? Manchester United signed 18-year-old French talent. Ronaldinho's shocking words to Brazil players. What did the legend have to say, and how did it impact the team? All this and much more in today's issue, and you do not forget to put a like, click on the bell, and subscribe. You done yet? Then we can get started. Word on the street is that Juventus are ready to offer Arthur Melo to Arsenal in a swap deal for Jakub Kiwior. Now, this one is interesting. Arthur hasn't exactly set the world on fire at Juventus, Liverpool or Fiorentina, but Mikel Arteta is said to be a fan of the Brazilian. The Gunners have been looking for a new central midfield option, and Arthur's passing range and tactical intelligence could be a valuable addition. Kiwior has impressed since joining Arsenal, but with plenty of depth at the back, the Gunners might be open to letting him go if a good offer comes in. However, it's worth noting that Arsenal are also looking for a left-footed centre-back, and Kiwior's versatility could be a valuable asset for the long term. Arthur was a star at Barcelona, and Juventus paid a hefty £61 million for him back in 2020. He's got the potential to be a real asset, and Arteta could be the manager to unlock his full potential. A move to Arsenal could provide Arthur with the stability and playing time he needs to rediscover his best form. Arthur is a very similar player to Jorginho. He's a tidy passer who reads the game exceptionally well. His ability to control the tempo of the game and create chances for his teammates could be a perfect fit for Arteta's system. This deal would be a risk for Arsenal, but they need to take some chances to reach the next level. The Gunners are aiming for a strong Champions League run next season, and bringing in a player with Arthur's pedigree could be a shrewd move. Manchester United have identified 6 untouchable players who will not be sold this summer. Despite a disappointing 2023-24 season, which saw the Red Devils finish 8th in the Premier League and exit the Champions League at the group stage, the club has decided to keep faith in manager Erik ten Hag. Sources close to the situation have confirmed that Andre Onana, Lisandro Martinez, Diogo Dalot, Kobe Mainu, Alejandro Garnacho and Rasmus Højlund are considered untouchable by the club and will not be available for transfer. However, United are open to selling several other players to raise funds for new signings. The club's summer spending budget is currently limited to between £50 million, but player sales could help increase that figure. Among those expected to leave are Casemiro, who is attracting interest from the Saudi Pro League, Jadon Sancho, Christian Eriksen, Victor Lindelöf and Donny van de Beek. Captain Bruno Fernandes has been linked with Bayern Munich and clubs in Saudi Arabia, but United are expected to offer him a new and improved contract to secure his future at Old Trafford. The situation surrounding Marcus Rashford is less clear, with the club open to selling the academy graduate if they receive an acceptable offer. Rashford struggled for form last season, scoring just 8 goals in all competitions. Manchester United are set for a busy summer as they look to rebuild their squad and challenge for top honours once again. With new technical director Jason Wilcox and the impending arrival of sporting director Dan Ashworth, the club is hoping to make smart moves in the transfer market. Brazilian legend Ronaldinho has launched a scathing attack on the current Brazil national team ahead of the Copa America 2024. In a shocking Instagram post, the former Barcelona and AC Milan star labeled the current squad as one of the worst teams in recent years and declared that he won't celebrate even if they manage to win the tournament. Ronaldinho, who has been following football since he was a child, expressed his disappointment with the team's lack of love for the shirt, determination and quality football. He went as far as saying that the performance has been one of the worst things he's ever seen. The Brazilian national team has been struggling since their quarter-final exit at the 2022 FIFA World Cup, posting a 3-1-5 record in 9 matches in 2023. This included the country's first 3-match losing streak since 2001 and their first ever home loss in a World Cup qualifying match against Argentina. Despite the appointment of Dorival Jr. as the full-time head coach in January, the team enters the Copa America missing key players due to injuries. Edison is out with a fractured eye socket, while Neymar is still recovering from a torn ACL. Lucas Paquetá, who was charged with breaches of betting rules, has received clearance to play in the tournament. Ronaldinho's comments have added further pressure on the Brazilian team, who are currently ranked 5th in the FIFA World Rankings. Will Ronaldinho's criticism prove to be justified, or will Brazil silence their doubters and reclaim their status as a footballing powerhouse? Only time will tell. Manchester United's pursuit of Lille's 18-year-old defender Leny Yoro. The Red Devils have been actively scouting for a new defensive addition this summer, with Yoro emerging as a primary target after receiving rave reviews from the club's scouting team. The French youngster, who has been described as a generational talent, has already made a significant impact in Ligue 1, making 32 appearances and contributing to 15 clean sheets last season. Yoro's impressive performances have not gone unnoticed, with several top European clubs, including Real Madrid and Liverpool, expressing interest in securing his services. Manchester United scouts view Yoro as a phenomenal player with the potential to excel at the highest level. The departure of Raphael Varane from Old Trafford has left a void in the defensive lineup, and manager Erik ten Hag is eager to fill it with a younger option. Yoro's age and potential make him an ideal candidate for the Red Devils, as they look to build a strong defensive foundation for the future. The France Under-21 international's current contract with Lille expires in 2025, and the club has reportedly set a £50 million price tag on the young defender. Yoro's experience in the Europa Conference League, where he made a total of 44 appearances across all competitions, further highlights his potential and adaptability to various levels of competition. Manchester United's current defensive options include Lisandro Martinez, Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire, while Johnny Evans is in negotiations for a new deal. Yoro's arrival would provide ten Hag with a fresh, youthful option to strengthen the team's defence. However, Manchester United face fierce competition from Real Madrid and Liverpool for Yoro's signature. Liverpool, in particular, are said to be very interested in the young defender, but there is a sense of pessimism about their chances due to Real Madrid's involvement. The Spanish giants are considered the frontrunners to land Yoro, and their reputation as a dream destination for many footballers could make it challenging for other clubs to compete. The Red Devils will need to act swiftly and decisively if they are to beat their competitors to Yoro's signature, as the race for the generational talent intensifies. The battle for Argentine prodigy Franco Mastantuono is heating up as Manchester City enter the race to sign the River Plate starlet. Real Madrid have been the frontrunners for the 16-year-old's signature, with reports in Spain suggesting that an agreement was close. However, sources close to the player have confirmed that Man City are now making a late push to secure his services. The Spanish giants have been in negotiations with Mastantuono's representatives, led by their renowned head of scouting, Juni Calafat, and have already agreed personal terms with the player. But, as of now, no formal agreement has been reached with River Plate regarding his €45 million release clause. Manchester City, meanwhile, are hoping to use their strong relationship with River Plate to their advantage. The Premier League champions have a history of successful dealings with the Argentine club, having previously signed Julian Alvarez and Claudio Echeverri. Man City believe they can convince Mastantuono to choose the Etihad over the Bernabeu. The young talent has a big decision to make, as both Manchester City and Real Madrid are known for their excellent track record in developing young players. Real Madrid have recently signed the likes of Kylian Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, Vinicius Jr., Eduardo Camavinga, Rodrigo, Aurelien Tchouameni and Brazilian wonderkid Endrick, who will join the club this summer. Manchester City, on the other hand, can offer Mastantuono the chance to work with Pep Guardiola and learn from some of the best players in the world, such as Erling Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne. The Premier League champions are also known for giving young players opportunities to shine on the big stage. It remains to be seen where Franco Mastantuono will end up, but one thing is for sure, both Manchester City and Real Madrid are determined to secure his signature. The Saudi Arabian club Al-Nassr are making a serious play for Virgil van Dijk, offering him a contract that would make him the highest-earning defender in the world. They're desperate to dethrone Al Hilal as Saudi Pro League champions and are willing to spend big to achieve that ambition. Van Dijk's representatives have already met with Al-Nassr's directors, and the talks are said to be progressing. The Saudi side are confident they can convince the Dutch defender to make the move. They're not just offering a huge salary, but also a chance to be a key part of a project aiming for dominance in the region. Despite the interest from Saudi Arabia, Van Dijk has recently stated his commitment to Liverpool for the upcoming season. He's a true leader and wants to help the Reds get back to the top of the Premier League. However, with his contract expiring next summer, the situation is far from settled. Van Dijk will focus on Euro 2024 with the Netherlands before making any decisions about his future. Liverpool are eager to keep him, but they'll face a tough battle to convince him to stay if Al Nassr's offer is as lucrative as reported. Al-Nassr are building a formidable squad, already boasting stars like Cristiano Ronaldo, Sadio Mane and Aymeric Laporte. Adding Van Dijk to that mix would be a major statement of intent and could make them serious contenders for the Saudi Pro League title.